Get Inside Her, The Female Perspective by Marni Kinrys. Picture yourself at a sleek bar in Los Angeles. Dim lighting, the pleasant murmur of conversation all around. You're relaxing with friends when your attention drifts to a group of stunning women across the room. As the evening progresses, you notice a couple of sharp-dressed, clearly successful guys making their move. You can't make out the words, but the body language tells the whole story. The men are deep in conversation mode, going on and on. One casually drops the price of his new car, trying way too hard to seem like he's not trying. The women smile politely, but their eyes are doing something else entirely. They're scanning the room, exchanging those quick glances that carry entire conversations. You know the look. The "someone please save me" look. Within minutes, they've gracefully extracted themselves, leaving these guys standing there completely baffled. They had the money, they had the looks, but somehow they crashed and burned. Then something interesting happens. Another guy approaches one of the women at the bar. This guy? He's not fitting any conventional mold. Shorter than average, bald, wearing simple glasses. By all the usual standards, he shouldn't have a shot. But here's where it gets fascinating. He strolls over with this relaxed, natural confidence. No cheesy pickup line. He just introduces himself, makes solid eye contact, and starts an actual conversation. And as you watch, something shifts. Her whole posture changes. She's leaning in now, laughing, and not that polite laugh from before, a real one. She actually gets a little flustered, stumbling over her words, completely drawn in. This average-looking guy in glasses just succeeded, where the rich, handsome guys totally failed. He has something, some kind of energy that just pulls people in. So what's his secret? That's exactly what this fascinating book, Get Inside Her, sets out to answer. The author, Marni Kinrys, spent over a decade as a professional wing girl, literally getting paid by men to help them understand, attract, and genuinely connect with women. She's witnessed every success and every disaster you can imagine. And here's what she discovered. The secret to attraction has almost nothing to do with what most guys think matters. It's not your bank account, your height, or your hairline. It's something much deeper, something she calls your presence. Today, we're diving into the lessons from her unique insider perspective. By the time we're done, you'll understand the hidden dynamics of attraction from a woman's point of view. You'll learn why the nice guy so often gets nowhere, why bad boys seem to win even when they probably shouldn't, and most importantly, how you can develop that same magnetic quality as the guy in the bar. Not by faking it or becoming someone else, but by becoming the most confident, grounded, and authentic version of yourself. Let's tackle the question that's puzzled men forever. What do women actually want? Ask most women directly, and they'll tell you they want a nice guy. Someone kind, respectful, considerate. Yet, so many men, who genuinely try to be that nice guy, find themselves permanently stuck in the dreaded friend zone, watching in complete frustration, as women seem to fall for the bad boy, the jerk, the guy who frankly treats them terribly. It's a maddening paradox, and Marni Kinrys explains that it's built on a fundamental misunderstanding. Women don't actually want a jerk. No woman goes out with her friends hoping to meet someone who'll disrespect her. What women are genuinely attracted to are the qualities that the so-called bad boy often displays, while the nice guy usually lacks. What are those qualities? Confidence, self-respect, a sense of purpose and direction, the willingness to take the lead, the courage to pursue what he wants without being paralyzed by rejection. Here's the problem. For too many men, being a nice guy has somehow morphed into being a pushover. It means putting women on pedestals, agreeing with absolutely everything they say, and sacrificing their own needs and desires just to please her. They give up their backbone, becoming followers instead of leaders. And while a woman might appreciate the kindness, she won't be attracted to the weakness. Attraction requires masculine energy, a sense of strength and stability. When a man abandons that, the spark just evaporates. This is why Kinrys makes a crucial distinction. Women don't want a bad boy, but they definitely don't want a doormat either. They want a good man with a backbone. Someone who respects her but also respects himself. This confusion has sent countless men down the wrong path. Some, frustrated with the nice guy approach, try to become the jerk, adopting manipulative tactics from books or online forums. They learn the game, memorizing lines, routines, and psychological tricks to manufacture attraction. Marni shares a revealing story about meeting Mystery, one of the world's most famous pickup artists. He approached her wearing a top hat and nail polish, and for a full hour he completely captivated her with stories and playful teasing. She admits it worked. She felt excited, bubbly, wanting him to want her. But here's the thing, did she actually want him? Not even a little. Once the performance ended, the feeling vanished. There was no real connection, nothing genuine to hold on to, just entertainment. This, she explains, is the fundamental flaw of the game. It might create a temporary illusion of attraction, but it can't create an authentic connection. It turns both people into chess pieces instead of human beings. It completely misses the most essential element, being present and genuinely connecting with the person in front of you. So if being a wimpy nice guy doesn't work, and being a manipulative player doesn't work either, what does? This brings us back to our short, bald friend at the bar. What was his actual secret? Not his looks, his money, or some memorized line. It was his presence. When he approached, he was calm and self-assured. He made eye contact and smiled naturally. He was direct and genuine. He didn't brag to impress her. Instead, he showed interest in her. He guided the conversation without dominating it, creating this mix of comfort, excitement, and intrigue. She found herself wondering, does this guy actually like me? Instead of feeling like she was being pitched to. This, Kinrys tells us, is what women truly find attractive. A strong, masculine presence. It's about being grounded, comfortable in your own skin, and clear about what you want. It's a quiet confidence that says, I know my own value, and I'm choosing to spend my time with you. This is incredibly powerful. A man who doesn't need a woman's approval, but genuinely wants her company, makes her feel chosen and special in a way that neediness never could. One of her clients perfectly captured this with a simple analogy. He learned to think of himself as a man in a boat, floating down a river. Along the riverbanks are countless women. Every so often he stops and offers one the chance to join him on board. If she does, fantastic. If not, that's completely fine, because he knows there's another woman further downstream who'd be thrilled to join him. His journey continues either way. This mindset is the polar opposite of desperation. It says, I'm a great guy, and my life is an amazing adventure. I'd love for you to join me, but if not, the adventure goes on. This is what it means to be turned on by your own life before trying to turn a woman on. When you genuinely believe in your own value and the richness of your life, women sense it. It's magnetic. So how do you actually cultivate this presence? It's not a light switch you can just flip. It's built through practice, experience, and deep self-understanding. It's about becoming a leader in your own life. The book lays out 4 simple but powerful principles. First, be a leader, not a follower. This means being decisive. When someone asks, what do you want to do tonight? The wrong answer is, I don't care, whatever you want. The right answer is, let's check out that new whiskey bar I heard about. Even if she suggests something else, you've established yourself as someone with opinions who takes initiative. Second, get a life. A man with his own passions, hobbies, and friendships is infinitely more attractive than someone whose entire world revolves around finding a girlfriend. Your life should be full and interesting on its own. A woman wants to join your adventure, not be the entire adventure. Third, state your intentions. Don't hide the fact that you're attracted to her. Don't approach pretending you just want friendship when you really want more. That's dishonest and immediately puts you on the friend zone track. Your intention isn't to get her. Your intention is to discover if she's a good fit for you. Fourth, be direct. There's nothing more attractive than a man who clearly and respectfully asks for what he wants. If you're enjoying talking to her, don't wait for some mythical, perfect moment. Just say, "I'm really enjoying this conversation. I'd like to take you out for coffee this week. Are you free Thursday?" The only way to get what you want is by asking for it. This shift from "how can I get her to like me" to "do I like her and is she a good fit for my life" is absolutely transformative. It puts you back in control. It removes the pressure to perform and lets you be authentic. This authenticity has to carry over into how you communicate. The book explains that when talking to a woman, it's not just about your words, it's about the feeling behind them. Women operate on an emotional wavelength. They're constantly scanning your tone, body language, and energy. This is why conversations can feel like job interviews if you're just firing off logical questions. Where are you from? What do you do? Any hobbies? This creates zero emotional connection. To move beyond interview mode, you need to share something of yourself. The book offers a wonderfully simple tool, the magic word because. Adding because to a statement forces you to explain the emotion behind the fact. Instead of just saying, "I like video games," you might say, "I like video games because they let me escape into worlds completely different from my own, where I get to lead and do things I'd never do in real life." Boom! Instantly you've shared something personal. You've connected emotion to fact. That's what creates genuine connection. It gives her something real to respond to, something that reveals who you actually are. Of course, communication isn't only verbal. Your body language speaks volumes before you ever say a word. The book gives 9 simple tips for projecting confident body language. Stand up straight. Head up. Shoulders back. Keep your hands visible. Hiding them can signal dishonesty. Take up space. Confident people aren't afraid to have a presence. And crucially, smile. A genuine, warm smile is a universal signal that you're open, friendly, and safe to approach. But what happens when you do everything right? You're confident, direct, you make a connection, and she still says no. This brings us to one of the biggest fears holding men back: rejection. Marni Kinrys has a powerful take on this. Rejection only hurts when you let it. The more you experience it, the less it affects you. A man who handles rejection with grace and calm, who isn't devastated by a no, is incredibly attractive. Why? Because it signals that his self-worth isn't dependent on her approval. He knows his value. He's that man on the boat, and if this woman doesn't want to join, he simply smiles, wishes her well, and continues down the river. This is completely different from how most men react. They either crumble and become apologetic, or they get angry and defensive. Both reactions are major turnoffs. The truly confident man understands that a no isn't a judgment on his worth. It's simply information about compatibility in that moment. He doesn't take it personally. This same principle of calm, grounded strength is also key to navigating what many call, quote, tests. These are moments when a woman challenges you, teases you, or makes a seemingly critical comment, like, "You're probably quite the player, aren't you?" Or, "I don't talk to men until they buy me a drink." Many dating experts teach men to deflect these or turn them into games, but the book offers deeper insight. Often, these tests aren't malicious. They're manifestations of a woman's own insecurity and vulnerability. She's subconsciously testing your strength, asking, "Can you handle me, even when I'm not perfect? Will you still be here when I'm difficult? Are you strong enough for me to feel safe with you?" The way to pass isn't to get defensive or play games. It's to remain calm, confident, and unfazed. To see beyond the challenging words to the underlying emotion. When you respond with playful confidence that reassures her, you demonstrate true masculine strength. You become her rock. For example, if she says, "I bet you're a player," a defensive guy might protest, "No, I'm not." A game player might have some clever comeback, but a grounded man might smile and say, "Of course I am, just looking for the right woman to reform me." With a wink, he acknowledges her challenge without being thrown by it. He stays in control. This brings us to the ultimate trap: The friend zone. The book is crystal clear on this. The only person who puts you in the friend zone is you. You do it by acting like a friend when you want to be a lover, by hiding your intentions, by becoming her emotional support system, listening to her talk about other guys, secretly hoping she'll have some magical realization and suddenly see you as the one. That fairy tale, the book tells us, never happens. To understand why, the author suggests an exercise. Make 2 lists. On 1, write characteristics of a friend: trustworthy, good listener, supportive, loyal. On the other, write characteristics of a lover: confident, unpredictable, challenging, fun, sexually assertive. See the difference? Many men, trying to show what a great boyfriend they'd be, only display friend characteristics. They forget to be fun, to be challenging, to be sexual. They play it safe, and in doing so, they make it impossible for her to see them as anything else. So how do you avoid it, or escape if you're already there? Be direct from the start. Touch her. Early in conversation, a light, brief touch on the forearm or lower back signals your interest isn't purely platonic. Create a sexual vibe. Don't be afraid to flirt, tease, and show desire. And if a woman says, "Let's just be friends," you have a choice. If you genuinely want her friendship and can handle seeing her with other men, then be her friend. But if you want more, you cannot accept friendship under false pretenses. You need to say, respectfully, "I understand, but I'm attracted to you and I can't pretend to just be your friend. It wouldn't be fair to either of us." And then you have to be willing to walk away. This is the ultimate act of self-respect. It shows you value your own feelings and won't settle for less than what you want. Ironically, this is often the most attractive thing you can do. It demonstrates the very strength and confidence she was looking for. Sometimes it makes her reconsider. But even if it doesn't, it frees you. It gets you back on your boat and back on your journey. Ultimately, all these lessons, handling rejection, escaping the friend zone, boil down to the same core principle. It's about cultivating an unshakable sense of your own worth. About becoming a man who leads his own life with purpose and integrity, who invites a woman to join him not because he needs her to complete him, but because he believes his life is better with her in it. That's the kind of man women don't just want but feel lucky to have. Stepping back from the ideas in Get Inside Her, what strikes me most is how refreshingly simple yet profound the central message is. In a world offering endless complicated systems and tactics for dating, this book cuts through all the noise and brings us back to something fundamental: authentic confidence. The book isn't really about getting women. It's about becoming the kind of man women are naturally drawn to. It's a self-development journey disguised as a dating guide. The principles it teaches, self-respect, directness, leadership, emotional intelligence, aren't just tools for your love life. They're tools for your entire life. A man who's decisive and leads on a date is likely decisive and leads in his career. A man who handles rejection without losing his self-worth can handle professional setbacks without crumbling. A man who communicates his intentions clearly and honestly builds trust in all relationships, whether romantic, friendship, or professional. That's the most powerful lesson here. The work you do to become more attractive to women is the same work you do to become a better, stronger, more effective person in every area of life. It's not about wearing a mask or playing a role. It's about chipping away at the fears and insecurities holding you back until the most confident and authentic version of yourself emerges. So how can we start putting these ideas into practice today? Let's keep it simple. Here are 3 challenges inspired by the book that you can try this week. First, the Smile Challenge. For the next 3 days, make brief, warm eye contact and offer a genuine smile to 5 people you pass: the barista, someone in the hallway, a stranger on the street. The goal isn't getting a reaction. It's practicing being an open, positive, confident presence in the world. Second, the Because Challenge. Next time you're in conversation with anyone and you state an opinion or fact about yourself, consciously add because and explain the feeling behind it. Like, I'm really excited about this weekend becomes, I'm excited about this weekend because I finally get to go hiking, and being out in nature completely resets my mind. Practice sharing a piece of your inner world. Third, the leadership challenge. Next time you're making plans with friends or family, be the one to make a clear proposal. Instead of, what do you want to do? Try, I'd like to see that new movie at 7. Does that work for you? Practice making decisions and taking the lead. These are small steps, but they're the building blocks of that magnetic presence the book describes. They're the practice reps for building your confidence muscle. That was a summary of Get Inside Her by Marni Kinrys. We've explored the main ideas today, but honestly, a summary is like looking at a map of a beautiful country. It shows you the layout and key landmarks, but it can't give you the feeling of the sun on your skin, the taste of local food, or the sound of music in the streets. The real magic happens when you visit the country yourself. If any of the stories or ideas we've discussed sparked something in you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning techniques. It's an experience that can genuinely shift how you see yourself and how the world sees you. Also, if you found the summary valuable and it gave you a new perspective, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next journey into another life-changing book from the world's most successful minds. Let's keep learning and growing together.